Welcome back to the EAM Crypto channel. It's been almost 10 days since my last video. I've been very busy traveling and doing all sorts of stuff. So sorry that I haven't been able to create any content. Wish I would have, because I would have been screaming at the top of my lungs how strong Doge looked this weekend when it was able to kind of stay above that kind of almost right below 9 cent mark. And I thought it was screaming for about another 10, at least to 20% upside. So we'll talk about Doge in a little bit. I actually closed my trade just a couple days ago. It's really the only big trade I've done in the last week and a half or so. And I closed it just because I don't trust Bitcoin right now. I'm not quite sure what Bitcoin's going to do. So we're going to talk about that in a second. But yeah, there's a few things that I wanted to cover tonight. And look, guys, where I do all my trading is on Bitget. So feel free to click on the link below. You can short crypto there. You can leverage trade. I don't use too much leverage. I strongly recommend you don't either, unless if you really like a trade like that Doge trade from this weekend. But that's where I do all my trades. So feel free to click on the link below if you want to support the channel, if you're looking for a new place to trade. I totally trust Bitget. So look, guys, let's get into it. Let's start with, I guess we'll start with Doge then. And just real quick, just as a kind of like, why did I like it so much this past weekend? It was really the only crypto that I noticed that was looking strong structurally. So it was just painting higher highs and higher lows from the time that it made this low right here on November 21st. It was basically just painting a higher high, a higher high, a higher high. So I was really liking it this weekend. So what's today? Today's the 29th. So what? The 26th was a Saturday, I think. I want to say, yeah. 26th. Wait, hold on. The 28th was a Monday. Yeah, so 26th was Saturday. So let's go to the 26th, because this is where I thought that it got really interesting for Doge. Right around here, it was able to maintain kind of like around that 9 cent mark. And I just felt that because it kept painting higher highs, and when the whole market was looking really iffy on Saturday, Doge was kind of like maintaining. So right around here, around 8-9 cents. I wish I would have been able to do a video, because there I felt very strong that it was about to go on a major run. It was able to withstand this pretty well. Again, if you look right here at Doge, it went down to 8.7 cents, but it closed above that kind of real close to that 8.9 cents mark, which I thought was very important. Just looking left here. So so Doge then did what I thought was kind of predictable, and it's still looking like it's holding up pretty well. The question is with Doge is, what's Bitcoin going to do? But if Bitcoin doesn't take a massive dump, we'll talk about Bitcoin in a second. Unfortunately, the Bitcoin chart on the 4-hour and the 1-day, I mean, it just looks crappy, right? It looks like it smells bad. It's just not looking good. It's looking about as good as a porta potty at Coachella. So it's kind of hard to trust Bitcoin right now. So then Doge, is going to follow. But if Bitcoin doesn't take a massive dump, and we're going to talk about Bitcoin right now, I'm not sure what Bitcoin's going to do short term. There's two scenarios that are definitely going to come up that could present a beautiful spot, but we'll talk about that in a second. But what I wanted to show with Doge is that, I mean, if Bitcoin plays ball, I mean, it could go really high in the short term. I mean, really high, maybe as high as like 15 cents would not be crazy. 14.5 cents. And really like right here, 13.2 cents. And I think below that, maybe just, what's that? 12 cents, 12.4 cents would make a lot of sense. So if Bitcoin does not take a big old dump, Doge is heading that way, but it's just really hard to trust Bitcoin. So let's talk about Bitcoin. And then there's a lot I want to cover today, guys. So I'm going to try to be kind of fast, because there's definitely a lot to cover. Some of it is very small caps that are looking very interesting on all sorts of time frames. But real quick, what we want to just map out again, nothing has changed. We're still looking at Bitcoin to do this and hit 13.8 right there. It's just looking very I don't want to say certain, but most likely. So nothing has changed. We've been talking about this forever. Nothing has changed. If 13.8 doesn't hold, I think we will get a very strong bounce there. But if it eventually doesn't hold, then kind of right here, let's see, that looks about right. Yeah, about 11.7. About 11.7 would be the next kind of big point of support. I'm trying to be Or is it? Yeah, about 11,782. So that's about where we're looking for the next huge level support. So that's kind of like where I'm seeing Bitcoin headed is 13.8. We're gonna have a bounce there. How big that bounce will be, who knows? We'll see what the everything, what the indicators look like, what the macro looks like, all that good stuff, and then we'll kind of play it by ear. But that's kind of what I'm looking for. However, I did want to state one thing. So here, let's change this up. Let's maybe go to the 4 hour. And this is where I think we might have an opportunity for something really, really nice where I could take maybe a bigger trade. Like I said, I've only taken one big trade in the last really week or so with Doge. But right here, look, why do I say that looks crappy? I mean, it's just the same story over and over and over again. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, it's just over and over again. It's just lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, and the lows for the most part getting lower. This one's higher than this one, but guys, it's just one lower high after another. It just does not look good at all. Like I said, this chart just looks like complete ass. However, it is kind of showing that it does want to go on a little bit of a run in the short term. It is showing me that. So if we're looking at that, what would make the most sense? And I think it's pretty clear that around this level right here would be a huge level of resistance, and a pretty good spot for a short is right here around 16.7. So 16.7, let's see what happens there. If it bounces off that, easy spot for a short, because it's going to have to reset all the indicators to make another run. And then if it's able to get over that, then that's when we can talk about kind of like that 16.9, maybe as low as like, yeah, 16.9 to 17K would be another really easy short, I think, opportunity if it bounces off that. And as far as like the really big one, I think right here, 17.5, if it can get to 17.5, that would probably present just a monster easy short. And who knows, maybe for, you know, kind of like that market psychology, maybe an 18K, even though it doesn't really make sense too much from, unless if we really look left, maybe it does. I don't want to make this video too long, but take a look at it. Go do that yourself. Go left, change it from 4 hour to the daily, and let me know if maybe 18K or 17.5 looks stronger. But first things first, let's see if it can get to 16.7 and then see what it does. But look, there's a couple of things that we're going to talk about. Now we're going to talk about theta. I've never talked about theta before. Why am I talking about theta? Because there's a narrative play that is too late for a long, but I think maybe, just maybe, it might be not too late for a short. But the short would not be until December 1st. So they're having what they're calling their meta chain launch on December 1st, and I am not a theta expert. Don't know that much about this asset. But all I can tell you is that it's already starting to show some bearishness for sure. I mean, you can see it. It's pretty obvious. Right there. It's definitely looking bearish on pretty much on every indicator possible. If we look at it maybe on a different time frame, it's still doing okay as far as ever since it came down right here, like every single asset did on Monday/Tuesday when we had that huge dump. But it is starting to show some weakness, even though the volume's not bad. I thought the volume had dropped more. So the volume actually has gone up in the last 5 days. But today's already the 29th. So come the 1st or maybe the night of the 30th, would not shock me if theta runs to then give us the opportunity to short this, because we're gonna, you know, buy the rumor, sell the news. We didn't buy the rumor, I didn't get to buy it, but I'd like to sell the news on this one. So keep an eye on theta around maybe tomorrow night or the 1st. Hopefully it's done a little bit of a run up. If it's done a little bit of a run up, then maybe BTC did do what we talked about of getting over 16.7, which would then mean that it's headed over to 17.5 to 18K, just depending on a few factors. So keep an eye on that. Ethereum, well, it's just going to do what Bitcoin's doing. But if we look at any kind of time frame of 4 hours or more, again, same story, just painting lower and lower highs. Nothing's changing. Looks like dog crap. There's not really much to analyze there because it looks just like BTC. And again, on the short time frame, it does look like it wants to head up before a little bit more. And so it wouldn't surprise me if we get an opportunity to short. Now, this one may not be too late, but I don't know. I mean, so Link, let's talk about Link. Link is going to have this big staking event beginning on December 6th that has allowed this asset to go all the way here from, again, every asset looks the same in some ways. Some just look better than others, right? Kind of like Doge was the only one that looked good last weekend. But Monday 21st, right here, 552, and it's gone up a lot since then. So maybe we already missed the mark on this. I don't know. There's still a week to go till that event goes. So I mean, with Link, I mean, I noticed I was looking at the RSI a little bit ago. It is starting to show some definite bearishness right there. Um, but we do have that narrative. So I don't know if BTC doesn't take a dump, then I can see Link going up quite a bit actually. If we go look at a higher time frame, I was actually looking at this earlier. I mean, if BTC doesn't take a dump, I mean, it could go. We have maybe right here. Not that much confluence there. I was looking at it earlier. I should have just mapped it out. I mean, another 10% looks very, very easy. And then if it really gets aggressive, I mean, a lot higher. I mean, it could, I mean, why not? I mean, it could get as high as 948. If BTC, does get to around the 17.5 mark, this thing's going to run probably twice as good as BTC runs. So BTC goes to, if you think BTC is going to 17.5, then this is probably going to like maybe up here, maybe as close as 947. And if it does get to 948 and then BTC starts to dump, this could be another easy one to short, because that's just a tough level for it to get over. And again, this is if it bounces off that resistance level. I did want to talk about a couple cool things with Arbitrum. They haven't had the Arbitrum airdrop just yet. And look, guys, we talked about two of them, right? We've talked about two assets on Arbitrum more than once. The first one was GMD, and I just want to be completely transparent. I sold all of it. I own zero GMD now. As you guys know, I got into this asset when it was a market cap of about 1.1 or 1.2 million, and now it's up to 5.9. So when we get such a big win like this, you just got to take profits. So I did. So GMD, it's still, I think, a great asset. Go check it out. They're not paying me to show them or anything like that. It's just an asset that I like. The volume's still decent, 156K, but it is starting to drop. It was in the 200s for a while there. But just keep your eye on this asset, especially as we get closer. Hopefully the Arbitrum airdrop won't happen for a bit, because I still expect for maybe the next month or so to be a little ugly for Bitcoin. Hopefully that's why the Arbitrum folks are waiting on the airdrop. But this is an asset that's going to run hard after the airdrop. And it's just ran so high. It's done like a 5x since I started talking about it almost. So yeah, I mean, it's just an asset you want to wait and see to see how much it drops. I mean, it got all the way up to almost $100 in assets, a token. So keep an eye on GMD long term. If Bitcoin does some of the horrible things that we know are possibilities, I'm not saying they're going to happen, but let's just say Bitcoin does drop to, let's say, 11.7. How much do you think this asset's going to drop? I mean, it could drop. It could drop freaking 60, 70% maybe. I mean, we don't know. I mean, it could drop maybe all the way down to somewhere on these levels. And give us an amazing entry for another 5x. So just keep an eye on it. I'm not saying buying it now. Like I said, I just sold all of it. I had even a little left that I thought, well, let me write this out. And I was like, no, let's just take some clean, complete profits. Now, the other one that I wanted to cover is BFR. Very, very, very cool project. Check it out. I actually reached out to the team and started talking to them a little bit. But this is one that I've been talking about since, again, about 1.1, 1.2 million market cap. And go check them out. They're basically like a GMX, but they're an Arbitrum. And they have their own little flavor that's a little different than GMX. If they catch on, man, this asset can run. They're doing more and more as far as marketing. And I really like this asset. And it hasn't ran yet like GMD did. It's still at a very low market cap of only 1.7 mil. So I have a bunch of BFR. I have it in there. It's staking, and I'm getting my rewards in what's called escrow BFR and USDC, and I'm pretty bullish on it. Again, though, if Bitcoin dumps hard in the next couple months, this asset's going to be destroyed, right? This asset could easily go down here to like I mean, it could go down to like 4 or 5 cents again. It really could. So again, another one to keep your eye on. It's very, very risky. Volume's not bad, 163K. But I just love this low market cap. I mean, I think I'm very bullish on Arbitrum. It's very fast. It's very, very inexpensive. I just think that the future is very good for Arbitrum. So I'm trying to get as many gems in Arbitrum as possible. And yeah, so speaking about Arbitrum, I like Xcal as well. I just keep waiting for this one to kind of figure out what it's going to do. And again, I'm just giving you guys what I consider possible gems, but these are highly risky, highly risky. And of all the ones I'm talking about right now, the only one I own right now is BFR, just for the record. But this one is still trying to find its footing. This chart looks like complete and utter dog crap. Their volume's pretty decent, so I just want to keep my eye on this XCal. I don't know what's going to happen to it as far as where it finds its footing, but it looks from the chart that this 1.7 million market cap is just way too high for it. So we will wait and see, but this is another one that I've been watching every day, because I really am curious to see where it kind of starts to bottom out. And where it does, that could be another nice opportunity, trying to find, some of these, 10 to 20 to hopefully maybe 50x gems in Arbitrum. And then I did want to talk about another one that got on my radar this weekend, kind of like by accident, but I decided to kind of look into it. It's called Gigaswap. They're basically offering completely decentralized abilities to do OTC transactions, and the stakers of this asset get a huge percentage of the profits. So it's a very, very cool narrative, especially in these times where less and less folks are going to want to have to deal with decentralized exchanges. But the majority of what happens in markets is over the counter. And if you're doing it with an asset that allows you to do it that's completely decentralized, that's pretty cool. So check this one out. I would not touch it right now, though, guys, even though this graph is looking ridiculously bullish right now. I did notice it's been all over Twitter with a lot of people, kind of shilling it. And it's just gone up way too fast, right? Way too fast. I mean, we're looking at, it's done like over almost a 4x in basically less than a week. So I would just be very, very careful with this asset. I don't own any right now because I am going to wait. I'm going to wait for it to maybe come back down to these levels again, or maybe it goes down to these levels here. I don't know. We'll have to play it out. But this is one that I think could have a huge, huge, huge bright future, because its narrative is so strong, and they seem to be doing a lot as far as marketing. Like, I bet you if I reach out to the team and ask them, hey, do you want me to do a video on you guys? They'd probably say yes, is the vibe I'm getting, because these guys seem to be all about marketing. But I'm going to wait to do something like that, because if I'm going to do a video on something like this, I want to do it when it's a good time to buy. And even though the market cap is super low still, 5.3 mil for something that I think has a huge future, I'd rather have it down here, right, at a third of that market cap, kind of closer to that 1.7, 1.8 market cap. So again, these are just assets. I'm just telling you guys about these assets because I want you to know or have some really nice plays in your playbook for when BTC has what I think is going to happen, to drop some more. Now, if you don't think BTC is going to drop some more, if you think we found a bottom and you want to start, laying into these assets, then by all means do it. But I'm just saying that I just think that these are going to be highly, highly discounted if BTC goes down to about that 11.7 mark. And I think if we're patient, it might. I think we might. So we'll see. We'll see, for how long. Look at this volume, guys, almost 500,000. So, yeah, it's called Giga. Check it out. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to cover. MDB is still staying pretty solid, doing what MDB does, because their tokenomics, my share of MDB keeps growing when people sell. What else? I think that's about it. W share and wine have really, really been hurting. My concern with these two assets is just, is it wine? Yeah, not great, but wine. It's just the volume. The volume's so low. So on W share, it's 4.5K. On wine, the volume is less than 1K. Jesus. Wow, I did not know that. And, M shares around that $3 mark. I feel like it's been you know, between $3 and $4 forever. But, you know, one of the assets that keeps making money. So they'll be around. They'll be around when the market turns around. So I guess that's it for today. I feel like I've been rambling for way too long. I hope I didn't forget anything that I really wanted to cover. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Thanks for watching.